What up, YouTube? This is Wade, and this is my show Let's Talk, where I talk about Warhammer 40k. I want to talk about Rogue Trader Tournaments, or RTT. I just went to my first one. So this video should be reaching you on February 19th, in the year of our Lord, 2024. I just went to my first one. Let's see, it would be on the 17th. So it was a great time. It was really cool. So if you're unfamiliar with RTT, I wasn't familiar with it. So it stands for Rogue Trader Tournament. So if you listened to any of my 40k videos, you've heard me talk about how I have some really great friends that I play with, but they basically play like the same two or three armies, and those two or three armies don't have a lot of variety in them, and a lot of times they're taking like the best or really great units. And so I'm just going up against the same stuff kind of over and over again. And although I really love my friends, I wanted to meet new people and I wanted to play against different armies. I want to play against orcs. I want to play against sisters. I haven't played against Tau in a super long time, for example. I've never played demons against demons. So there's armies out there that I want to play against. So I got involved in my local community. So this is my first tournament ever in the community. I went by myself, no friends, no support structure. But I did have my friends help coach me. I asked a lot of questions, practiced even a little bit with one of my friends. I watched a video on the YouTube channel Tactical Tortoise. If you're not familiar with Tactical Tortoise, a guy named Trevi runs those, and he's great. I love Trevi. I listen to Trevi's advice. I feel like he knows what he's talking about. So I'll put a link down in the description. Feel free to check him out. He's great. Trevi, I love you. If you ever see this video, I think you're great, man. I also play Tyranids. So I actually went to a local shop. There's a couple local shops in my area that I like, but today I want to talk about AFK Games. Now let me tell you what. I am not sponsored by AFK Games. I do not have any sponsors whatsoever or anything like that, but I think they're great. They got enough table space. They have lots of great terrain. There's plenty of players there. They're really great. So they did not pay me a cent to say that, but I will say that they are super awesome. So let me tell you a little bit about why they're super awesome. So I didn't know anything about playing in tournaments. And just by asking questions, they helped me understand some things that I needed to get, and we'll go over that. Some things that I needed to have ready. And then I was a noob, and I didn't know that the event was going to fill up so quickly. So a week before the event, I was like, okay, I'll go in the store and I'll register and everything. It was already full, like a week before the event. 40 players, 40 tickets sold. So I was a little disappointed, but I got on the wait list. There was a wait list of about 7 people. I don't know where I was in there. Maybe I was number 4, maybe I was number 5, but it doesn't matter. I don't know the inner workings of the shop, but I do know that there's a guy there named Dan who seems to be in charge, or the boss. Dan's awesome. Super helpful, super inclusive. Like, he wants everybody to have a great time. He also plays the games. He was playing a Star Wars game while we were doing the 40k tournament. He runs the register, helps out, answers questions. Great guy. And then the OT is a guy, I don't know his actual name, and on Discord he goes by Hilla. They have a Discord with lots of conversation. It's a live environment. And that OT, let me tell you what, he was a really cool guy. Because Dan and Hilla made the call at like, so Saturday morning, like 9 a.m. is when everything started. Check-in was like 8:15 to 9. They decided to allow 6 additional people to play. So they put 6 more people in the game. They could have said no, and they absolutely had the right to say no. Their event was full. They gave me a spot, and it was very cool, and it was very helpful, and it was like no big deal. What it really came across was their number one concern was more people means more fun, and they didn't turn me or 5 other people away. So I can't sing their praises enough. Great environment. Um, I appreciate you guys. So what is an RTT? It's a Rogue Trader Tournament. It's kind of like Games Workshop's lowest level of event. And what I mean by that is our results were posted to the circuit, but I don't know what they get used for. And it's not a GT, a Grand Tournament, and there's even a level above Grand Tournament, and that's where you get like states and world champions and stuff like that out of all those big tournaments. The really cool thing about the Rogue Trader is that it's not super competitive, and everyone's just encouraged to have fun. I proxied in some models. I have Ripper Swarms, but they're not on the right size base. They're on 2-inch bases, not 1.5-inch bases or 40 millimeter. Anyways, they allowed me to use Necron Scarab Swarms. Same thing, right size base. I want to tell you about my biggest takeaways. My biggest takeaways is in this day and age, you pretty much need a smartphone. So, Best Coast pairings, you need that to register. So, that's an app. You need it to register, and then you need it to report your scores. Battlescribe, although it's not 100% accurate, read your Battlescribe. It's great for pulling up stats on weapons and toughness and stuff like that. And then, actually, my first round pairing was a really cool guy, and he showed me this app called Tabletop Battles. I have an iPhone, so I got all of that on iPhone, and it's free. And Tabletop Battles is wonderful for scoring. It's wonderful for calculating all of your scoring, when it happened, who got it, why. It's wonderful. I suggest all of those things, and they're not hard to use. You got to play around with them a little bit, but once you've done that, they are great. I figured out how to use Tabletop Battles during the tournament. I played 3 games, lost the first one to Chaos Knights, won the second one to World Leaders, killed Angron. I was super worried because Angron was murderous, and lost the third one to Chaos Knights. I think the only complaint that I have about, and I had good time. The people that I played against were cool. Never met these people before. And the layouts are decided ahead of time. Like the terrain is decided ahead of time. All that stuff is pre-published, so that way it's all fair. The only complaint that I got was Tyranids are not great against vehicles at the moment. You know, Tyrannifexes, Zonothropes are okay. But point is, I fought Chaos Knights twice. So I didn't really get the variety that I was looking for. But I still had good games, and I killed Angron. So I have killed Rabout, Gilliman, and Angron now. I'm looking for the Lion. So anyways, that's really cool to me. My biggest takeaways is you need a cart. So what I mean by cart is one of these suckers here. I'm going to put the address up for AFK Games. Go check them out. Like I said, they did not pay me any money whatsoever, but go check them out. Biggest takeaway is you need a cart. Carts are super helpful for carrying all your stuff around and managing everything because there's not a lot of room on the table itself. Register early. I'm never going to try a week before. I'm always going to get in 2 weeks before. The apps are where it's at. Super helpful. Battlescribe. I made index cards and put them on a ring, and I spent a lot of time on it, and it was so obtuse, and it was so hard to manage and go through, and I'm sure I wasted a little bit of my opponent's time with that. Battlescribe, super quick, super easy. Best Coast pairings, you need that in many places just to be able to play the game and put your score in. But Tabletop Battles, wonderful for recording your score. Wonderful. I guess my last takeaway is practice, practice, practice. And you basically need those Leviathan mission cards because if you don't have them and your opponent doesn't have them, you're up a river. But if you have a set, it comes with the attacker and the defender's cards, so then you're all good. In the end, I had a really good time at my first tournament. It was only $25. All the money goes to prize support. The guys were great. I only won 1 game, like I said, but I still had a lot of fun. I would like to not have to fight against Chaos Knights for 2 of my games, but anyways. We here at the Dragon's Lair understand that you can spend your time anywhere. We want to say thank you for spending your time here with us at the Dragon's Lair.